Communication can be a powerful bridge between two minds, or a devastating pitfall when approached carelessly. For men, navigating conversations with women often comes with its own set of unspoken rules. From interruptions to dismissiveness, these habits can unknowingly damage trust and mutual respect, leaving relationships strained or, worse, fractured. In this video, we'll uncover 9 critical mistakes that men often make when communicating with women. The missteps that can turn an engaging discussion into a frustrating ordeal. By identifying these pitfalls, you'll gain valuable insights into building better connections, fostering understanding, and mastering the art of meaningful communication. Ready to transform your interactions for the better? Let's dive into it now. Number 1. The power of authenticity. A Stoic's guide to embracing individuality. In a world often driven by conformity, Stoicism offers a liberating perspective. Individuality is a source of strength and fulfillment. For the Stoics, living authentically isn't just a virtue, it's the key to a life well lived, rooted in self-awareness, purpose, and alignment with personal values. Epictetus taught that philosophy should be lived, not explained. To embody authenticity, we must align our actions with our inner values rather than succumbing to societal expectations. This requires courage, the willingness to stand firm in our convictions and act in ways that reflect our true selves. Living authentically brings clarity as it creates harmony between thoughts, words, and deeds. This harmony fosters both personal fulfillment and meaningful contributions to the world. Authenticity isn't about isolation, it's about recognizing and sharing what makes us unique. By embracing our individuality, we offer perspectives and talents that enrich the collective human experience. Marcus Aurelius, despite the pressures of ruling an empire, found strength in his personal values. His meditations remind us that individuality is not a barrier to fulfilling responsibilities, it's the foundation for doing so with integrity. Self-acceptance is another essential Stoic principle. Embracing our strengths and imperfections allows us to grow, build resilience, and remain unaffected by external judgment. The Stoics believed that aligning with nature includes accepting ourselves as we are, recognizing that our uniqueness is part of a greater whole. Living authentically, however, requires constant vigilance. The Stoic regularly questions whether their actions reflect true values or are shaped by external pressures. This practice guards against the exhausting pursuit of validation, replacing it with inner peace and freedom. By honoring your individuality, you not only find fulfillment but also inspire others to do the same. Authenticity is both a personal virtue and a communal gift. In living true to yourself, you contribute something irreplaceable to the world, a legacy of integrity, courage, and purpose. This path, though challenging, leads to the lasting fulfillment that comes from aligning with who you truly are. Number 2. The Stoic art of guarding time. Time is the most finite and precious resource we possess, yet it is often the most carelessly spent. Stoicism calls on us to view time with reverence, treating each moment as an opportunity to align our actions with our values and long-term goals. In a world brimming with distractions and competing demands, the ability to protect and nurture time becomes not only a practical skill, but a philosophical commitment to living intentionally. At the heart of Stoic wisdom is the recognition that every decision about how we spend our time carries weight. To say yes to one thing inherently means saying no to something else, possibly something of greater significance. This trade-off, often unexamined, is where our priorities are revealed. Epictetus reminded his students to ask themselves whether their actions served their higher purpose or were mere indulgences of fleeting desires. Time, once given away, cannot be reclaimed. To spend it mindlessly is to squander the essence of life itself. The Stoics viewed time not just as a commodity but as a reflection of one's character. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor burdened with immense responsibilities, demonstrated this principle in his daily reflections. He often urged himself to focus on what truly mattered, discarding the trivial and transient. For Marcus, time was a tool to cultivate virtue, a canvas upon which to paint a life of meaning. He recognized that letting external demands dictate one's schedule was akin to handing over one's agency. His example teaches us to approach time with purpose, prioritizing what aligns with our principles over what clamors for our attention. Seneca, another influential Stoic thinker, articulated the urgency of guarding time in his letter on the shortness of life. He warned against the trap of being generous with time while stingy with money. People, Seneca observed, are often eager to protect their material possessions but fail to safeguard their hours and days. He argued that this neglect leads to regret, as individuals realize too late that they have frittered away the most irreplaceable aspect of their existence. Seneca's writings implore us to treat time as our most sacred possession, using it to cultivate wisdom, deepen relationships, and pursue endeavors that bring lasting fulfillment. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of intentionality in how we allocate time. To live well, we must be discerning, evaluating each commitment against our values. This intentionality requires saying no to what does not serve our higher goals, even when it is uncomfortable. The Stoics understood that true freedom comes from this disciplined choice, not from doing everything, but from focusing on what truly matters. By learning to say no to distractions and unnecessary obligations, we reclaim time for the pursuits that bring genuine growth and joy. Time, the Stoics remind us, is not infinite. Each day brings us closer to the end of our journey, and no one knows how many days remain. This reality is not meant to provoke fear, but to inspire mindfulness. Stoicism teaches us to approach each moment with gratitude and presence, ensuring that we are fully engaged in what we choose to do. Whether it is a meaningful conversation, a creative project, or a simple act of kindness, the way we spend our time becomes a testament to what we value. In practical terms, the Stoic approach to time requires regular self-examination. Are we using our days to align with our deeper purpose, or are we succumbing to distractions and external pressures? Are our commitments intentional, or are we merely filling our schedules to avoid introspection? These questions, though uncomfortable, are vital for ensuring that our time is spent wisely. The Stoics also understood that protecting time is not just about guarding it from others, but also about overcoming internal obstacles. Procrastination, indecision, and mindless entertainment are as much threats to time as external demands. To counter these tendencies, Stoicism encourages cultivating discipline and clarity. By setting clear priorities and taking consistent, purposeful action, we build habits that support a meaningful use of time. Number 3. Adversity as a path to strength. In life, challenges often appear as roadblocks, halting progress and testing our patience. Stoicism, however, offers a transformative perspective. Obstacles are not problems to be feared, but opportunities to be embraced. Adversity, in the Stoic view, serves as a crucible for growth, refining our character and revealing our inner strength. Through courage and perseverance, we can confront these challenges head-on, emerging stronger and wiser with each struggle. The Stoics taught that life's difficulties are not inherently bad. Instead, they are invitations to practice virtues such as resilience and bravery. Epictetus reminds us that we are not disturbed by events themselves, but by the judgments we place on them. When we shift our perspective, Obstacles lose their power to overwhelm us and become tools for development. Much like a gardener who understands that storms nourish the soil and strengthen roots, Stoicism encourages us to view life's trials as necessary elements of personal growth. This philosophy demands courage, the ability to act decisively even when fear or uncertainty looms large. Courage does not mean the absence of fear, but the willingness to move forward despite it. By facing adversity with a calm and determined mindset, we practice this essential virtue and discover new depths of our capacity to endure. Perseverance, the other pillar of Stoic strength, teaches us to persist in the face of setbacks. Marcus Aurelius likened obstacles to fuel for the fire, writing that what stands in the way becomes the way. Rather than allowing difficulties to deter us, Stoicism inspires us to adapt, to press on, and to grow from these moments. Every setback, when viewed through the lens of perseverance, becomes an opportunity to cultivate patience, resourcefulness, and tenacity. Stoicism reframes struggle as a natural part of the human experience, not something to avoid or resent. It asks us to question how we respond to hardship. Do we shrink from it, or do we rise to meet it with the courage and persistence that define a resilient soul? When we accept that life's storms are inevitable, we become like the gardener who does not curse the rain but uses it to enrich the soil and nurture growth. This mindset does not trivialize suffering but acknowledges its role in shaping who we are. Adversity reveals our potential by pushing us beyond our perceived limits. Through the lens of Stoic philosophy, even the most difficult experiences can lead to profound self-discovery. It is in these moments of challenge that we uncover the virtues we carry within, the courage to face the unknown and the perseverance to endure when the path ahead seems unclear. By adopting this Stoic approach, we transform how we perceive life's hardships. Obstacles become teachers, guiding us toward greater self-awareness and resilience. Each challenge is an opportunity to practice virtue, to strengthen our character, and to deepen our understanding of what it means to live a meaningful life. Number 4. Self-care, the Stoic foundation for a fulfilling life. And in the pursuit of a meaningful and virtuous life, the Stoics placed great importance on the concept of self-care, a practice often misunderstood in modern times. Far from being an act of selfishness, self-care was seen by the Stoics as a necessary foundation for personal growth, effective action, and meaningful contribution to the world. Only when we care for ourselves mentally, emotionally, and physically can we truly fulfill our potential and serve others with clarity and strength. The Stoic emphasis on self-care begins with the recognition that a neglected self cannot sustain the demands of a purposeful life. To pursue goals with focus and resilience, individuals must ensure that their inner and outer worlds are in harmony. Epictetus taught that neglecting one's well-being leads to chaos within, which inevitably spills over into external actions. The Stoic sage therefore tends to their mind as a gardener tends to a flourishing garden, ensuring that what grows within serves a higher purpose. This perspective also acknowledges the necessity of balance. Rest and recuperation are not indulgences, they are tools to maintain strength. Marcus Aurelius, despite bearing the weight of empire, wrote in his meditations about the importance of aligning oneself with nature, which includes periods of activity and rest. To live well, he argued, one must respect the rhythms of life and ensure that energy is not squandered in unnecessary pursuits. Restoring the body and mind allows one to return to challenges with renewed vigor and sharper focus. Setting boundaries is another cornerstone of Stoic self-care. The Stoics understood that an unguarded life, one where priorities are dictated by external pressures, leads to distraction and fatigue. Seneca often warned against the dangers of overcommitment and the constant striving to please others. He emphasized the value of saying no not as a rejection of others, but as an affirmation of what truly matters. Boundaries protect the time and energy required to nurture oneself, enabling a life rooted in purpose rather than scattered by trivialities. Furthermore, Stoicism highlights the interconnectedness of physical, emotional, and mental health. Each aspect influences the other, creating either a cycle of vitality or a downward spiral. Caring for the body through proper nourishment, exercise, and rest provides the foundation for mental clarity and emotional stability. Likewise, tending to one's emotional health through reflection, gratitude, and the cultivation of virtues reinforces resilience and equanimity. The Stoics understood that neglect in any one area undermines the whole, making self-care an integrated practice essential to living virtuously. Another profound insight from Stoicism is that self-care extends beyond the self. When we care for our well-being, we become better equipped to support and uplift those around us. A calm, centered mind is more capable of empathy and wisdom, while a strong, healthy body can endure the demands of service and action. The Stoics believed that caring for oneself was not a retreat from society, but a preparation to engage with it more meaningfully. To lead and serve effectively, one must first ensure their foundation is solid. Stoic self-care is not about indulgence or excessive focus on comfort, but about ensuring one's ability to live according to virtue. It requires discipline and intentionality, as well as the courage to prioritize what truly matters. It is a commitment to maintaining balance and strength, recognizing that without these, the pursuit of higher goals becomes unsustainable. Number 5. Tranquility through Stoic mindfulness. A tranquil mind is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, and achieving it begins with mindfulness. A deliberate practice of observing our emotions and thoughts without surrendering control to them. Stoicism offers a framework for cultivating mental peace by encouraging individuals to detach from impulsive reactions and view their inner world with calm and objectivity. The Stoics believed that our emotions are not inherently harmful. It is our unexamined responses to them that disrupt our inner harmony. Epictetus taught that we should observe our thoughts and feelings as if from a distance, recognizing them for what they are: temporary and often irrational impulses. This practice of dispassionate observation allows us to maintain clarity, ensuring that we respond to life's challenges with reason rather than emotion. Mindfulness, in the Stoic sense, is not about suppressing feelings or ignoring discomfort. Instead, it is about creating a mental space where we can reflect on our thoughts without judgment. Marcus Aurelius, in his meditations, often reminded himself to approach emotions with curiosity and discipline, questioning their origins and validity. For Marcus, this practice was essential to maintaining his composure amidst the chaos of ruling an empire. By observing his mind, he could separate fleeting distractions from what truly mattered, enabling him to act with wisdom and integrity. This approach aligns with the Stoic commitment to self-control, a key virtue that underpins mental tranquility. When we observe our emotions rather than being consumed by them, we create a buffer between stimulus and response. This gap allows us to choose actions that align with our principles rather than reacting impulsively. For instance, when anger arises, mindfulness enables us to recognize it, pause, and respond with patience, rather than lashing out. In this way, mindfulness serves as both a shield against emotional turbulence and a tool for cultivating rational decision-making. Reflection also plays a vital role in fostering a calm and centered mind. The Stoics encouraged daily practices of introspection, where one examines thoughts, actions, and motivations. Seneca, for instance, would end each day by reviewing his conduct, asking himself whether he had acted in accordance with his values. This habit of self-reflection not only deepened his understanding of his own mind, but also strengthened his ability to remain composed in future challenges. For the Stoics, tranquility was not a passive state, but an active discipline, a product of continuous self-awareness and deliberate effort. In modern life, where distractions abound and stress is pervasive, the Stoic practice of mindfulness offers a timeless antidote. By observing our inner experiences with detachment, we can cultivate a sense of calm that is unshaken by external circumstances. This practice requires patience and persistence, but its rewards are profound. A mind that is both resilient and rational, capable of navigating life's complexities with grace. Mindfulness, as the Stoics practiced it, is not merely a tool for personal well-being, it is a pathway to living in harmony with nature. When we quiet the noise of impulsive thoughts and emotions, we align ourselves with the Stoic ideal of reason, acting not out of compulsion but out of understanding. This state of tranquility allows us to engage with the world from a place of strength and clarity, embodying virtues like courage, temperance, and wisdom. Number 6. The Stoic pillars of joy and connection. In the Stoic view, a life well lived is not defined solely by individual effort or self-sufficiency, but by the depth of our connections and the gratitude we cultivate. Stoicism, often seen as a philosophy of resilience and independence, also emphasizes our inherently social nature. While personal discipline and virtue are crucial, the Stoics remind us that nurturing relationships and practicing gratitude are equally essential for a meaningful and fulfilling life. Gratitude, according to Stoicism, is a transformative force. It allows us to appreciate what we have, turning even modest circumstances into sources of abundance. Rather than yearning for more, the Stoic mindset encourages us to focus on the present and acknowledge the gifts already within our grasp. Epictetus advised his students to see every moment and possession as fleeting, urging them to cherish life as it is without attachment to what it might become. Gratitude then becomes not just an emotion but a discipline, a practice of finding joy in the here and now. This joy, however, is not solitary. For the Stoics, the good life is deeply intertwined with our relationships. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reflected often on the importance of working harmoniously with others, describing human beings as naturally social creatures. He believed that we thrive not in isolation but through cooperation and mutual respect. By strengthening the bonds we share with others, we contribute not only to their well-being but also to our own sense of purpose and belonging. Strong relationships based on trust, respect, and shared values form the foundation of a happy and resilient life. Seneca, in his letters, often spoke of friendship as a sacred bond that enriches the soul. He argued that a true friend offers support during hardship and celebrates our victories without envy. For the Stoics, relationships are not merely a convenience or a source of comfort, but an essential aspect of our humanity. And to nurture these connections, they advise us to approach others with patience, understanding, and a willingness to forgive. Virtues that ensure the longevity and depth of our bonds. And while individual effort and self-discipline remain at the core of Stoicism, the philosophy acknowledges that we are not islands unto ourselves. Our well-being is intricately connected to the joy we derive from relationships and the gratitude we feel for life's blessings. This dual focus reflects the Stoic belief that happiness arises from aligning our actions with nature, both our own nature, which calls for self-mastery, and our shared nature, which thrives in community. The practice of gratitude extends beyond material possessions and personal achievements. For the Stoics, it includes being grateful for challenges that test our character, for the presence of others who teach us patience and compassion, and for the very opportunity to live in alignment with our values. Marcus Aurelius, despite the immense pressures of his role as emperor, frequently expressed gratitude in his writings. For the mentors who shaped him, the family that supported him, and even the adversities that strengthened his resolve. This gratitude fosters a positive outlook that sustains us through life's inevitable difficulties. By appreciating what we have and valuing those around us, we create a buffer against dissatisfaction and despair. The Stoics understood that joy is not a passive state but an active pursuit, cultivated through gratitude and meaningful engagement with others. Relationships similarly require effort and intention. Stoicism teaches that strong connections are built on mutual respect, empathy, and the ability to listen without judgment. It encourages us to see others not as obstacles to our peace, but as collaborators in our journey toward virtue. By prioritizing respect and support in our interactions, we create bonds that endure and enrich our lives. Number 7. Gratitude and connection. The Stoic foundations of happiness. Stoicism, often seen as a philosophy of personal resilience, also emphasizes the profound role of gratitude and relationships in achieving a fulfilling life. While self-discipline and individual effort are crucial, the Stoics remind us that humans are inherently social beings, and the depth of our connections significantly impacts our well-being. Gratitude and meaningful relationships form the dual pillars that sustain a Stoic's pursuit of happiness and inner peace. Gratitude is transformative in the Stoic view. It shifts our focus from what we lack to appreciating what we have, fostering contentment regardless of external circumstances. Epictetus urged his students to cherish what life offers in the present moment, seeing each possession, relationship, and experience as fleeting gifts. This practice of gratitude becomes a discipline, enabling us to find joy not in acquiring more but in fully embracing the now. This joy is amplified when shared through relationships. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reflected deeply on humanity's interconnected nature. He saw relationships not as distractions, but as vital to living a virtuous life. Working harmoniously with others and nurturing bonds of mutual respect create a sense of purpose and belonging. For Marcus, the strength of our connections with others mirrors the strength of our character. Seneca, too, celebrated relationships, describing true friendship as a sacred bond that enriches the soul. A genuine friend offers unwavering support in adversity and shares in our successes without envy. Stoicism teaches that relationships are essential, not incidental, to our happiness. To cultivate these bonds, the philosophy encourages virtues like patience, understanding, and forgiveness, ensuring trust and mutual respect form the foundation of our interactions. Gratitude and relationships together create a resilient outlook on life. Gratitude protects us from dissatisfaction, reminding us to value life's blessings rather than dwell on its shortcomings. Meanwhile, relationships provide emotional grounding, offering support and companionship through life's uncertainties. The Stoics recognize that joy arises not from external gains but from living in harmony with both our internal values and the social world around us. Marcus Aurelius often expressed gratitude not only for the joys of life but also for its challenges, seeing them as opportunities to cultivate resilience and virtue. This gratitude extends beyond personal gains to include the people and trials that shape our character. Such a perspective fosters humility and reinforces the value of each interaction and experience, no matter how small. Relationships, however, require active effort. Stoicism teaches us to engage with others through empathy and respect, treating relationships as collaborations in the shared journey toward virtue. By seeing others as partners rather than obstacles, we deepen our connections and create bonds that endure. Number 8. Turning setbacks into stepping stones. Progress is rarely a straight path. The Stoics recognized this and offered a powerful mindset shift. Setbacks are not failures but opportunities to learn and grow. In the Stoic view, every obstacle presents a chance to practice resilience, cultivate virtue, and strengthen our character. This philosophy transforms challenges from sources of frustration into essential elements of personal development. To the Stoics, setbacks are a natural and inevitable part of life. Instead of resisting them or succumbing to despair, they saw these moments as tests of our resolve. Epictetus taught that it is not the setback itself that defines us, but how we respond to it. A delay in achieving a goal, an unexpected obstacle, or even a perceived failure are all fertile grounds for reflection and self-improvement. By approaching these moments with patience and wisdom, we turn adversity into a teacher, guiding us toward greater understanding. This perspective also emphasizes the importance of recognizing and celebrating progress, however small. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reminds us to appreciate every step forward. Growth, he observed, is not always dramatic, it is often slow and incremental. Yet each step, no matter how minor, is worth acknowledgement. This practice of gratitude for progress fuels motivation and keeps the mind focused on what truly matters. Our continuous effort toward virtue and wisdom. Stoicism also teaches us to approach setbacks with gratitude. While this may seem counterintuitive, the Stoics believed that challenges help reveal our strengths and weaknesses. Without hardship, there is no opportunity to practice courage or patience. Seneca eloquently argued that adversity sharpens the soul, much like a whetstone sharpens a blade. By reframing difficulties as opportunities, we transform moments of struggle into moments of profound growth. Resilience is a core Stoic virtue, and it plays a vital role in how we handle setbacks. The ability to endure, adapt, and persevere in the face of difficulties is not only a measure of our strength but also a reflection of our commitment to self-improvement. Resilience doesn't mean suppressing emotions or denying the reality of challenges. It means maintaining a steady focus on what is within our control and refusing to be defeated by what lies beyond it. Through setbacks, Stoicism also teaches the value of humility. Challenges remind us that we are fallible and that growth often requires stepping out of our comfort zones. By accepting this reality, we open ourselves to learning, becoming better versions of ourselves with each trial. The Stoics remind us that progress is not about perfection, it is about effort, reflection, and the willingness to begin again when we stumble. The Stoic approach to setbacks is deeply empowering. It encourages us to view every challenge as an opportunity to practice resilience, refine our character, and deepen our wisdom. This mindset turns the inevitable hardships of life into stepping stones, building a path toward a more virtuous and fulfilling existence. By celebrating progress and embracing challenges, we cultivate gratitude for the journey itself. Because in the Stoic view, the journey is where the true value lies. Communication is an art, and when it comes to speaking with women, it's essential to approach it with respect, empathy, and self-awareness. Avoiding common pitfalls like interrupting, failing to listen actively, or making assumptions can foster deeper connections and more meaningful relationships. Remember, effective communication isn't about impressing others, it's about understanding and being understood. By practicing patience, honesty, and genuine interest, you'll not only improve your conversations but also cultivate trust and respect. If you found these insights helpful and want to learn more about enhancing your interpersonal skills or exploring fascinating topics like Stoicism and self-improvement, don't forget to follow and subscribe to our channel. There's much more exciting content coming your way. Stay tuned, and let's continue this journey together.